Beyond the noise of Los Angeles, there is a quiet stretch of California countryside where Michelle Pfeiffer built a life Hollywood could never script. A stone path, a sunlit porch, and acres of open land tell a story far softer and far truer than the spotlight ever did. And today, you are stepping into the world Michelle chose for herself. The home, the assets, and the lifestyle that now hold her rare sense of peace. Michelle Pfeiffer's life did not begin in the glow of fame, but in the quiet rhythm of California's everyday world, where small routines and unspoken hopes shaped her earliest years. She was born in 1958 in Santa Ana, under a bright sky that warmed a modest working-class home and a little girl who had no idea her future would stretch far beyond those familiar walls. Growing up in Midway City, she lived a simple, noisy childhood influenced by the persistence and fatigue of a laboring family, where money was uncertain and opportunities were scarce. She studied briefly to become a court reporter and spent long hours as a supermarket cashier, the steady hum of fluorescent lights reminding her that an ordinary life was always waiting, unless she chose to reach for something more. The turning came in 1978, when she entered a beauty pageant almost on a dare and unexpectedly won Miss Orange County. It was a small crown, but it cracked open a door. She began appearing on early television episodes like Fantasy Island, where cameras loved her immediately, yet she sensed a trap in being valued only for her face. Even then, she carried a softness that never confused ambition with vanity. She wanted work that meant something, roles that stretched beyond glamour. Her breakthrough arrived in 1983, when she walked into Scarface as Elvira Hancock, pale, icy, and aching with a quiet sadness. Standing beside Al Pacino, she held her own with a presence that startled audiences and critics. That performance erased early doubts about her seriousness and pulled her into a world of complex roles. The light that followed was not frenetic fame, but a steadier glow, the glow of someone who had earned respect through precision and restraint. From there, the path rose sharply. Dangerous Liaisons, The Fabulous Baker Boys, and Love Field brought 3 Oscar nominations, each one sharpening her image as a rare actress whose beauty never overshadowed her depth. She moved between genres with a calm confidence, comedy in Married to the Mob, enchantment in The Witches of Eastwick, romantic drama in The Age of Innocence, and fierce vulnerability in Dangerous Minds. Then came Catwoman in Tim Burton's Batman Returns, electric, wounded, iconic. A performance that turned her into a symbol and reminded Hollywood that elegance could be edged with danger. But her life was never defined solely by screens. She stepped back for years at a time, choosing family, choosing privacy, choosing silence over spectacle. That instinct, the refusal to let fame devour her, became one of the reasons she holds the grounded, selective lifestyle she has today. When she returned in the 2000s with projects like What Lies Beneath, I Am Sam, and Hairspray, she returned on her own terms, proving that longevity comes not from constant visibility, but from choosing the right moments to reappear. Her later work has carried the same quiet power. As Ruth Madoff in The Wizard of Lies, she earned an Emmy nomination for a performance shaped by grief and moral collapse. And when she stepped into the Marvel universe as Janet Van Dyne, she entered a new chapter, one that blended blockbuster success with the gentle rhythm of a life that no longer chases approval. Her journey stands as proof that a career built on intention rather than noise can outlast eras, trends, and the restless pace of Hollywood. A legacy shaped by choice, discipline, and the quiet strength she has carried from the very beginning. And next, we move forward to explore her California estate, the quiet world she built after a lifetime of choosing depth over noise. California Country Estate. Michelle Pfeiffer's California Country Estate unfolds like a quiet revelation, an 8.67-acre sanctuary tucked at the end of a winding cul-de-sac in Woodside, where mature trees rise like cathedral columns and the air carries the clean warmth of the California hills. The moment the gates open, the landscape takes over. Sculpted hedges, brick paths warmed by the sun, and a facade wrapped in deep green ivy that softens every line of the 6,379 square foot residence. The estate seems less constructed than grown, as if the house had settled gently into the land and decided to stay. Stepping through the archway, a shaded passage of vines and lantern light leads into a courtyard edged with terracotta tiles and low fountains whispering over stone. The calmness is immediate, almost old world, the kind of hush usually found in European country homes where time moves at a slower pace. Beyond the courtyard, French doors open toward a series of flowing interior spaces filled with soft, natural light. Inside, the great room stretches generously beneath high ceilings. Antique chandeliers hang above hand-carved tables and patterned armchairs, while the carved stone fireplace anchors the room with the weight of something meant to last. It is an interior made for comfort, a place for quiet talks, unhurried reading, and evenings that linger softly. The adjoining lounge blends comfort with understated sophistication. A billiards table with a rust-colored felt surface, polished wood floors, walls wrapped in warm textures, and windows that lift outward to erase the boundary between home and nature. From here, the view sweeps out to the brick terrace, a gracious outdoor living room bordered by climbing vines, potted citrus, and mature trees that frame the space like curated artwork. Beyond the terrace lies the estate's pastoral heart. A broad lawn rolls out toward the horse facilities, complete with a circular barn wrapped in greenery, its stables arranged around a central courtyard shaded by a single tree. The presence of this structure gives the property a rare equestrian character, a reminder that Woodside is one of the few places near Silicon Valley where country living is not an idea, but a lifestyle. Nearby, the tennis court sits beneath a canopy of redwoods, while the pool, long, crisp, and vividly blue, rests under the open sky, edged by a pergola draped in climbing wisteria. Every corner of the estate speaks the same language, a devotion to privacy, to natural beauty, and to the kind of elegance that resists modern haste. Here, refinement remains grounded, luxury arrives without noise, and the architecture seems to breathe with the landscape that surrounds it. It is not simply a home. It is a portrait of Michelle Pfeiffer's life lived quietly, intentionally, and in harmony with the rhythms of nature. Beyond Woodside's quiet beauty lies another chapter, her Pacific Palisades home, shaped by coastal light and classic Los Angeles glamour. House in Pacific Palisades, California. Hidden within a quiet green fold of Pacific Palisades, Michelle Pfeiffer's former residence with David E. Kelley stands as one of the rare estates that still embody the old-world, quietly confident glamour of California. It is a home shaped by nature, layered with Hollywood history, and refined by a level of design that prefers subtlety over spectacle. From the brick path that winds beneath mature trees to the wide lawns and flowering borders, the property opens like a private park. Sunlight filters softly through canopies of green, and every turn reveals another pocket of calm. A shaded sitting area, a tucked-away garden bench, or a clearing where the hills of Palisades rise gently in the distance. The rear garden feels almost cinematic in its serenity. A long swimming pool framed by deep blue loungers, an intimate pool house with French doors thrown open to the air, and a brick fire pit circle designed for slow evenings all blend into a landscape that feels far removed from Los Angeles, yet unmistakably Californian. Inside, the influence of designer Michael S. Smith, famed for reimagining the Obama White House, is immediately clear. His touch is discreet, elegant, and timeless. The main kitchen, with exposed wood beams, a suspended rack of copper pots, and a generous butcher block island, evokes a European farmhouse elevated for modern use. A secondary kitchen softens the space with veined marble, pale cabinetry, and a cozy adjoining lounge that looks out toward the garden. The two-story library is one of the estate's most striking spaces. Walls of warm wood shelving, a wrought iron spiral staircase, a dramatic chandelier, and furnishings that feel both sculptural and inviting. It is the kind of room where time naturally slows, a sanctuary for reading, writing, or retreating from the world. The main living rooms continue the estate's language of openness and light. French doors dissolve the boundary between indoors and out, allowing the breeze and greenery to become part of the architecture. Neutral walls, a grand piano, curated art, and understated decor give the interiors their gentle, confident character. The dining room, wrapped in deep red patterned wallpaper and crowned by a crystal chandelier, offers a contrasting sense of ceremony and warmth. The guest house, nestled beside the garden, carries the charm of a boutique retreat. Whitewashed ceilings, soft fabrics, a brick fireplace, and doors that open directly to a private patio create a sense of calm rarely found so close to the city. Across the 4 acres, the grounds remain the estate's most remarkable feature. Brick paths, mature trees, vibrant gardens, a converted stable-turned gym, hidden seating nooks, and the quiet rhythm of hills surrounding the property come together to form a world unto itself, lush and deeply comforting. Every space, every garden room, and every architectural detail reflects the way Michelle Pfeiffer chooses to live, with quiet elegance, creative clarity, and a deep connection to nature. The estate moves with a sense of intention, peaceful and refined, its atmosphere shaped by the timeless spirit of Pacific Palisades. And now let's take a look at the cars that have accompanied Michelle Pfeiffer in her daily life. Car collection. The BMW 5 Series came into her life during a busy filming year when she needed something steady and beautifully built. She chose it for its clean lines, its calm presence on long country roads. Inside, the cabin felt warm, with soft leather seats and a simple, elegant layout that made every drive feel effortlessly composed. Its current value sits around $30,000. She keeps it as her everyday companion, a reliable, familiar presence woven into the rhythm of her daily life. The silver Porsche Boxster entered her world during a lighter, more playful chapter, a time when she wanted a car that felt like a breath of fresh air. She bought it after a coastal getaway to Malibu. On the outside, its smooth curves, low stance, and shimmering silver finish gave it a youthful energy that always caught the light just right. Models from that era now range from $20,000 to $40,000. This car is attached to memories that make it extremely precious to her. The long black Mercedes Maybach S-Class became part of her life much later, chosen for comfort, privacy, and the quiet luxury that suits her present lifestyle. She and David often use it for evenings out or work commitments where discretion matters, and it is also the car she relies on for important events that require a polished, elegant arrival. The soft closing doors, deep leather seats, and muted cabin make every ride feel like a moving sanctuary. Depending on the year and configuration, its value often reaches $180,000 or more. But to her, the real beauty of the car is how quietly and smoothly it carries her through the busiest streets. These cars paint a gentle portrait of Michelle's life, thoughtful, elegant, unhurried. And next, we move on to explore the fortune she has quietly shaped over the years. Income and net worth. $250 million. That is Michelle Pfeiffer's net worth today, a figure so large it feels unreal when placed beside her modest beginnings in the late 1970s, when she earned only a few $100s for small television roles. But those tiny checks sparked the long financial journey that eventually built the quiet, luxurious life she lives now. Her first major leap came in 1991, when she was paid $3 million for Frankie and Johnny. 1 year later, Her role as Catwoman in Batman Returns brought in another $3 million, officially placing her among Hollywood's highest-paid actresses. By 1995, Dangerous Minds earned her $6 million, proving her staying power and star appeal. Her peak arrived in 1999, when she received $12 million for The Deep End of the Ocean, a salary equal to nearly $19 million today after inflation. A year later, What Lies Beneath added $10 million more, solidifying her status as one of the top earners of her era. Beyond films, Michelle built additional income through advertising deals, image rights, and steady investments. Together with her husband, David E. Kelley, she expanded her financial base through a thoughtful real estate strategy. They spent over $35 million to acquire and build a 340-acre waterfront retreat in British Columbia. In Woodside, they purchased 2 properties for $20,600,000 and later sold them for $22 million. In Pacific Palisades, they invested $15,850,000 in 2 homes, eventually selling one for $9,100,000 and listing the other for $7,300,000. In 2020, they bought another luxury estate for $22,250,000 and quickly sold it for $25 million. By November 2023, they purchased yet another property for $10,600,000. And when you step back from the long timeline of roles, contracts, and carefully chosen investments, her financial story reads less like a chase for wealth and more like a quiet design for the life she wanted. Every choice, from the early television days to the peak of her career, built the freedom she enjoys now. A life shaped by intention, privacy, and a confidence earned over decades in Hollywood. And there's something even more meaningful: the way she chose to give, and the quiet generosity that followed her through every stage of her life. Philanthropy. Her first major commitment was to children's health. Michelle began working with the Children's Hospital Los Angeles, contributing more than $500,000 over the years to support medical care for families who could not afford treatment. Environmental work quickly became another focus. After witnessing the damage caused by pesticides near farming communities, she joined the Environmental Working Group, contributing $300,000 to research, public education, and toxin-free initiatives. Her third major effort centers on women's empowerment. Through Women for Women International, she has donated more than $250,000 to support education, safety training, and financial independence for women rebuilding their lives after conflict. In recent years, Michelle added mental health advocacy to her philanthropic path. She partnered with the JED Foundation, contributing $150,000 to expand emotional support programs for teenagers. These acts of giving reflect the life she leads today: calm, selective, intentional. And behind all that good stuff, there's still a quiet world to explore, where Michelle Pfeiffer's private life comes across with calm, genuine grace. Personal life. These days, Michelle Pfeiffer lives a life that feels calm, intentional, and very centered around family. Her marriage to David E. Kelley is still one of the most steady relationships in Hollywood. They prefer quiet routines over public events, and most of their happiest moments happen at home, usually in the kitchen, where Michelle loves experimenting with simple meals while David talks through ideas for his new shows. Their 2 children, now adults, remain at the heart of their world. Michelle often talks about how proud she is of the people they have become. When they visit, the house becomes warmer and louder, filled with long dinners, candles, and the kind of laughter that only happens when a family is fully at ease with one another. She keeps her circle small, choosing deep friendships over wide social groups. Her days now begin slowly. She wakes early and lets the soft coastal air fill the house before the world gets noisy. She spends time in her garden, trimming, watering, or simply sitting among her plants. Gardening is her newest hobby, something that calms her mind in the same way acting once did. She prefers to live partly offline, but when she does post on social media, it is usually something thoughtful, humorous, or reflective, rather than promotional. Travel has also become a gentle part of her routine. She and David take short trips along the California coast, choosing quiet inns, ocean walks, and places where they can be anonymous. When work requires travel, she extends the trip into a small getaway, turning it into a chance to breathe, read, and reset. What defines her life today is balance. She protects her privacy, but she also embraces slow, meaningful living. She is present with her family, intentional with her friendships, and grateful for the quieter rhythm she has built. It is a life shaped less by fame and more by the small, steady moments that make her feel grounded, loved, and truly at home. If you enjoyed this glimpse into Michelle Pfeiffer's world today, leave a comment, hit like and subscribe for more inspiring lifestyle stories, and tell us below, which part of her quiet, intentional life resonates with you the most?